Good evening, fellow undergraduates. Welcome back to the second workshop of the workshop series of Mora UXplore 2.0, proudly brought to you by the IEEE student branch of the University of Moratuwa. It's such an honor to welcome you all, UI UX enthusiasts, to another exciting evening. In this session, we'll be diving deep into the world of user experience, exploring how the magic is done to make the impossible possible. So get ready for some UX wisdom and tips that will level up your design game. So roll your sleeves, gather around the screen, and get set for a fantastic evening getting lost in the wonderful world of UI UX. To guide you through the integrated landscape of user experience, on behalf of the entire organizing committee, it brings me great honor and pleasure to extend a warm welcome to the talented team of masterminds from Exe.lk. Today, we are privileged to have with us the individuals whose expertise and brilliance are unparalleled in the field. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Geethan Imal, founder of Exe.lk, Mr. Shehan Gunawardena, co-founder of Exe.lk, Ms. Bhagya Amarasinghe, lead. To kick off the session, let's draw inspiration from one of the pioneers of the tech industry in the country, those who are tirelessly crafting innovation behind the scenes. And who better to showcase than Exe.lk? In the dynamic landscape of technology, Exe.lk stands tall as a fountain of innovation. Why wait to witness excellence firsthand? So, fellow undergraduates, prepare yourselves for an evening brimming with the realization of endless possibilities within the captivating domain of user experience. To shape the next generation of UI UX prodigies, it is with great pleasure that I invite the team of UI UX visionaries from Exe.lk, Mr. Geethan Imal, Mr. Shehan Gunawardena, Ms. Bhagya Amarasinghe, and Ms. Jayani Samrasinghe, to take on the spotlight and continue inspiring us with the wonders of user experience.
Thank you, Neela. I hope I am audible to everyone. Welcome to the Mora UXplore 2.0. First, I would like to thankful and grateful to the IEEE student branch of University of Moratuwa to inviting us for conducting this session. This is the first time that we partnering with the Student Society of University and Mora UXplore. Let me introduce ourselves. My name is Geethan Imal, and I am the founder of Exe.lk. We are over 3 years and product conceptualization service for the tech companies, businesses, and customers. Apart from that, we are doing all kind of application development like web, mobile, and PC. Also, we experts in new technologies like AI and machine learning, augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality, blockchain development. So, I think that would be enough for the introduction of our company. Let's move on to the today's workshop session. Kasul? This is the content that we are going to discuss. Introduction to UX prototype, building institutive UX, color theory, typography and icons, modern UI trends, becoming UI UX designer, common question asked in the field, round task, and QA session. Introduction to UX. So what exactly is UX? Well, put simply, UX is all about how a person feels when interacting with the product, system, or service. It encompasses every aspect of that experience, from the user interface to overall usability, accessibility, and even emotional response. Think of it as the sum total of a user's journey from the moment they encounter a product to the moment they complete their task or goal. Why it is important in software development? Now, you might be wondering, why does user experience matter so much in realm of software development? The answer is simple, because it directly impacts the success of the product. You see, in today's hyperconnected world, users have plenty of options at their fingertips. If they encounter a product with a poor user experience, they are likely to abandon it in favor of something that's more intuitive, efficient, and enjoyable to use. So, for software developers, investing in UX isn't just about creating a pretty interface, it's about creating a product that people actually want to use. Kasun, okay. Uh, UX versus UI design. While they often work hand in hand, they serve distinct purpose, each playing a vital role in creating capa- sorry, captivating user experience. First up, let's talk about UX. Short for user experience. Now, imagine UX as the architect of a building, the mastermind behind of a blueprint that dictates how every room flows together and how people navigate through the space. In the digital world, UX is all about crafting intuitive and seamless interaction between users and products. It involves seamless interaction. It involves underst- understanding the needs, behaviors, and preference of user through techniques like user research, scenarios, and personas. UX designers focus on elements like interactive design, wireframes, prototypes, and information architecture to create experience that are not only functional but also enjoyable and meaningful. Um, let's okay. Think about it like this: when you open a mobile app or a browse a website, UX design is what ensure that you can easily find what you are looking for, uh, complete task efficiently, and maybe even have a bit of fun along the way. It's about an the user needs and guiding them through their journey with clarity and ease. Now, let's turn our attention to UI, which stands for user interface. If UX is the architect, then UI is interior designer, the creative force behind the aesthetics and visual appeal of a product. UI design focus on elements like visual design, colors, graphics, layouts, and typography to create visually stunning and cohesive experience. It's all about bringing the UX design to life through beautiful interfaces that engage and inspire users. Think about your favorite app or website. What draws you in? Maybe it's the vibrant color scheme, the sleek typography, or polished graphics. That's the magic of UI design. It is icing on the process. UX lays the foundation for a user-centered experience, focusing on functionality and usability, while adds the finishing touches, creating a visually appealing interfaces that delights the scenes. Together, UX and UI form a dynamic do that drives the success of digital products, ensuring that users not only accomplish their task but also enjoy the journey along the way. So, whether you are crafting wireframes or taking color platters, remember the power of UX and UI to create experiences that leave a lasting impression. Kasun, move to the next slide, please. Importance of prototyping. Imagine you are building a house. You wouldn't just start laying bricks without a plan, right? Of course not. Uh, you would sketch out blueprint, create models, and maybe even build a small scale prototype to test your ideas before committing to the final design. Well, think of prototyping as blueprints for your digital creations. It's the process of creating a minimal version of a product to test and validate your ideas before diving into full scale development. But why is prototyping so important? You might ask. Well, let me tell you, prototyping allows you to visualize your ideas in a tangible way.
Recording in progress.
This imagine you are designing a mobile app without prototyping. Okay, you might spend months building out the full scale version, only to realize too late that users find the navigation confusing or interfaces overwhelming. But with prototyping, you can test out different layouts, navigation flows, and interaction in a fraction of the time, allowing you to identically and address potential issues before they become major headaches. But it's not just about avoiding pitfalls. It's also about seizing opportunities. Prototyping allows you to experiment with new ideas, explore different design concepts, and push boundaries of what's possible. It's like having a playground for creativity where you can play, experiment, and innovate without fear of failure. So, whether you are designing a website or mobile app or any other digital product, remember the importance of prototyping. It's not just a step in the process, it's a mindset, a philosophy, a way of thinking that allow you to create experience that delight and inspire users. So I would like to invite Shehan to continue the workshop.
Thank you, Geeta. So first, before moving into like deep parts, first let us understand what is prototyping. So as Geeta mentioned, prototyping is like basically creating a mock-up or a plan before moving into the final stages of the engineering process. like if you take a house, if you are building a house, the first thing you would do is create a plan. So after only you have created the plan, you are moving into development of the. We have an entire cycle going, and when only after we have like get the 100%. We have completed the 100% requirements from the user or the client. We are moving to the coding part of an application. Next slide. So as I mentioned earlier, we have like two types of prototyping. The first one is paper prototypes. Paper prototypes are like a very simple diagram that you can draw even when you are with the client or user. So you can just show him the sketch and get the idea. So paper prototypes are like a very like the fundamental level of designing, and uh, it's the like the first stage of gathering the requirements from the user. So even though paper prototypes are very useful to gathering requirements, they are not a great engineering choice, because these things can change very rapidly. So there are many advantages and disadvantages also in paper prototypes. So we can see them in the next slide. Here we have the disadvantages and advantages of paper prototyping. The advantages are like they are very fast. You can draw them within like 30 minutes. Then they are very inexpensive. You just need a pen and a paper. And this can be a great team, three, four team members, and they can suggest different types of options. So we can change the design very rapidly in paper prototyping. The disadvantages are these are like not realistic when moving forward with the engineering process. Like you can't take this prototype and convert it into a coding code like HTML or CSS. Then there may be too much like uh, gut reactions. That means the design may be working well on the paper, but when you actually implement that thing, though. So here we have two examples, high fidelity and low fidelity. I will also share my screen and show you another example where you can get a good understanding about what is meant by low fidelity and high fidelity. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So in here, this white one is the low fidelity UI. As you can see, this is like a very simple diagram. We only have the headers, our headings, our main components, the main cards, the next body, and the footer. So we are not adding any color themes or images or those kind of things. We are just creating it's like a skeleton of a body. Like this is the skeleton, and there are no other like other components attached. No, there's no transitions, animations. So here, this is a high fidelity mockup or prototype of this low fidelity one. So here we can see we have created all the components, the color theme, and we have used the typography. We have all the cards and footers and those kind of things. So only after we have completed and get the completed the of the low fidelity one, we are moving into the high fidelity one. So this approach is like very smooth, like a very smooth approach, because we can change any requirement suiting according to the user or the client at this stage. So Kasun, can you share the slide again? Okay, next slide. Okay, so here we have the advantages and disadvantages of digital prototypes. It is a very realistic approach, because we can like give this to a user and actually show him the product, like show him this is how your website or this is how your mobile app is going to be. And it is very flexible, because we can change the requirements at any stage, and this is also a very fast process. So the disadvantages are like not anyone can create this, because he or she should have a good understanding about UI UX design principles and how to use tools like Figma or Adobe XD. And this can cost also, because this is a cost that the client or user should take. Okay, so next slide, please. So this is the prototyping process we are following. Like, this is not a standard process. You can get any approach you can like. Here we have the paper. We are drawing the UI on the paper on the first stage. Then we are going to the low fidelity digital approach, that you saw earlier, the wireframe. Then after that, we are going to the high fidelity one. And only after we have completed the high fidelity design, we are submitting that to the client or the user. And once he is satisfied with that, then we can start the coding process. So how this works is, the UI UX designers first design this one, then they submit that design to the front end developers or the full stack developers who will use React or Angular or HTML, those front end languages and frameworks to develop the code. Next slide. So here we have an example of a low fidelity prototype. As you can see, there are no colors, only the basic skeleton. Next slide. And this is the high fidelity prototype of that low fidelity one that you saw earlier. So here we can theory or things that you need to study or memorize. UX should be like something that you should get a very intuitive approach. Like, you should be very creative to develop UX, because there are no rules or standards that need to be followed. It's like creating an art. So when creating UX, one must like always think about different kind of color themes, how the users will interact with the object, and what is the easiest process, like how to get the attention of the user. So here we have like a small pop-up on what will happen when a user deleted his account, because when you delete, like say, when you are going to delete some kind of an account, you will get a confirmation pop-up. So what do you think is the most best UX for this? So most of you you directly recognize that the right side one is the best one, because if you are deleting an account, it is like a permanent, like a very important process. So like if you are removing something, if you are deleting like that, so that is why in many buttons that you see, even when in the Windows close button, that they have used red, because red is very sensitive to our eye, and our attention goes to that very quickly. So here, that's the reason we should always, if you are creating something for deletion, that you must use some kind of a bright units. So in the earlier one, the UX principle that we followed was color. Here, the UX principle we are following is accessibility and so here we have an mobile application, an iOS mobile application, and it is for an e-commerce application. So for e-commerce application for selling shoes, and obviously you will like get the intuitive understanding that the right side one is better, because it has different kinds of angles of the shoe. So in the left one, you cannot that is not available. Maybe that is on the bottom of the page. There is a slider separately, but like why not give the user the option to choose different angles from the first interface itself. So here we can see the shoe in different angles, and it is very intuitive to the user. Like he or she does not need to scroll down or up. He can just click on the image, and the image will change. So that is very accessible from the user's point of view. Next one. Next slide. Okay, so here, what do we have here? It is also for some kind of a shipping or e-commerce application where one orders something, orders something, and it gets delivered. So this is the timeline of that from the point of when the object is placed and to the confirmation one. So what in here, what do you think is the best approach? So here actually, like we have different options, because so good, because it is separated into different stages: the checkout, shipping, payment, and confirm. The second one is not good, because the user does not know where his parcel or parcel is in. He or she does not know is it being checked out or shipped or anything. The third one is also same, because it does not give any option. The fourth one is also very good, because it has five separated circles, and when one stage of the shipping process is been confirmed, it is visible. So the thing that you must understand is you must always think of better ways to information to the user. Like that's the basic principle of UX. Very clear standard way on presenting information to the user. So you must create UIs that does not defined by the age or gender or anything like that. It should be like a very universal approach. Next slide. Okay, so this one is also very similar to for the earlier one. Here you can see the icons are also not marked in the right side one. So like you may be like, I think everyone here will know that is what is meant by the icon. The G is used for login with Google and the Apple mark is used for login with Apple. But some people may not know what is meant by that icon. So like always you must choose the application that is that can be used by a very large number of people. Next slide. Okay, so this is, I think this problem may have also occurred to you. So when you go to an ATM, put your card, and when you enter your PIN, after that, like what do you think should happen first? Like let's say you enter your card and you enter your PIN correctly, and then you enter your the amount you want, like the amount you want. Then once you confirm that, what do you think should come out of the ATM machine first? Do you think it's the card or the cash? So can like we have some reactions here. Can you give a reaction? Like if you think the card should come first, you can press on the yes icon, or if you think the cash should come first, you can click on the no button. Like can we get some reactions from the students in this presentation in this seminar? You can just go to the reactions and click on the green and the no icon. Like I want to know, like what do you think should we should get first from the machine? Okay, so the thing here is some people will actually forget the card after you get the cash. So this was done as a research in by many banks, and they found out that some people would leave their card on the ATM machine and they will just take the cash and go. Like sometimes this may have also happened to you. You will leave the card and you will just take the cash and go. And sometimes with that, and what they did was they like modified like the existing machines. They modified so that the ATM card comes first, and then after and only after you have removed that card, the cash will come out of the machine first. So even though this is like not related to software engineering, like this is what is meant by actually meant by UX. Like you should always do like get the opinion of the opinion and of the people and do the research. So yeah, like you may not be a designer, but you should pay close attention to UX, even though like you are working on a separate field. That's the importance of UX. Okay, next slide. So to explain about the color theory and typography, I would like to invite Jani to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Sharon. And good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Jani.
Thank you. As your third contributor, I will guide you through the essential aspects of UI UX, covering color theory, typography, icons, modern UX trends, and we will round it off a session where you can apply what you have learned. Let's get started. First topic, color theory. Imagine you are stepping into a room painted in vibrant red. What emotion does it stir within you? The fascination, excitement, urgency, perhaps. That is the incredible power of color in UI UX design. Let's journey through some key colors. Kasum, shall we move to the next slide? Our first color is red. Think of social media notifications, urgent alerts of sale banners, red grabs attention and prompt actions. We can see some apps, Netflix, YouTube as well. Kasum, next slide, please. The green color visualize eco-friendly brands, health apps, or nature-themed websites. And green significance, growth, balance, and relaxation. Next, move to the blue color. Consider the social media platforms, corporate websites, or healthcare apps. Blue entails trust, calmness, and professionalization. Like these things, we can use blue color. Next, move to this part. Picture sports brand, energetic apps, or call or action buttons, orange energy enthusiasm.
Recording in progress.
And identity. Additionally, luxury brands like Chanel often utilize black and white combination to convey to timelessness. Let's move to the typography topic. Now imagine reading a beautifully crafted story in a messy font versus clean, elegant one. Typography holds immense significance in UI UX design. We can identify some fonts in there. First one, unbounded. Unbounded, we can use versatile and modern, ideal for tech startups or creative portfolios. Quicksand font, we can use friendly, perfect for the blogs or community-driven platforms like that. Then prompt font, we can use simple and legible. Great for educational platforms or new websites. Space and growth stacks, we can use clean, suitable for cutting-edge apps or softwares. Lexen font, we can use balanced and readable, ideal for long-term content or reliability-focused design. Kasum, shall we move next? Icons. This is our third part. Icons are unsung heroes of UI designs, guiding users seamlessly through interfaces. We have three type icons: solid, outlined, duotone. Solid icons, we can identify it's bold and clear, ensuring instant recognition and clarity. Then outline icons, minimalist and versatile, offering flexibility and adaptability. Finally, duotone icons, it's stylish, expensive, and adding visual, interesting, and personality to design. Let's move to the modern UX trends. UI UX design is a constant state evaluation. Here are some modern trends. Think of Google's clean and minimalist interfaces, focusing on clarity and ease of the use. The personalization, consider Amazon's personalized product recommendations of Spotify, curated playlist individual to taste. Micro interactions, we can visualize Facebook reactions on Twitter, like animations, enhancing user engagement and interactions. Dark mode is picture Instagram, sleek dark interfaces, reducing eye strain and conserving battery life for users. Finally, 3D model. 3D models, imaging furniture shopping apps, allowing the user to visualize the furniture products in their space through augmented reality. Let's move to the final part. Bhagya, can you share your screen? Our created UI design. Now let's see how to use these learned things according to user requirements. In this case, scenario we have is that using brain scan device, a pattern in the brain is taken. That pattern is unique pattern from person to person. There is a set of steps related to taking that designs. First, asking some questions from the users. After scanning the brain, it goes the such as in order to in the end. The obtained pattern can be applied to the clothes, bags, and shoes of the look. That client wanted here those things. Finally, we realized that is not possible to put lot of animation, but it's become a cartoon type. Cannot be too professional. Then we designed this as middle ground between two. The reasons for designing this black and white without using many colors. Yeah. Now we covered basics of color theory, typography, icons, and modern UI trends. I hope to
give a more get a better understanding about your work. Next slide. So next we will we will discuss some things that UI UX engineers should like every UI UX engineer should know. Like these are some kind of standards that is practiced in the field, and they may even ask these questions in an interview. So the design think process, we have like 5 steps. First is empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So the first begins with the user, and you must get the idea, perspective, and ideas of the user. Then you must define the problem. Like you must first identify what is the problem that's faced by the user. Then you can create solution to address that defined problem. After then you can start developing the prototypes and mockup. Once you have created the prototypes and mockups, you have finalized them. You need to take them to the user and get the feedback. And after that, the cycle continues. Like if the user is not happy with the design, he will ask to change some design. So yeah, there's a huge testing process in and an iterative process in developing prototypes. Next slide. So this is the interaction design process. First, we must research and we must understand the user's needs and behaviors and his preferences. Interactive, first I'll tell what is interactive design process. Interactive design process is it's like to find the best way to create in engaging and very intuitive user interfaces to specifically for that user. We are like very user-centered designs. So after you have designed the wireframes and the mockups, you can go to develop the coding. You can use a front-end framework you like React or Angular, Vue.js. We need to do testing on that front end. Some of there are different kind of testing tools and frameworks that is available for JavaScript like Jest and Karma, and there are some tools for Angular also. We must test them very thoroughly, and so only after that the testing process we can like deploy the front end. Next slide, please. So the double diamond method is also a development methodology, and here we have 4 steps: discover, define, develop, and deliver. Discover is the designer aims to understand the problem very. That means you can conduct user research, gathering insight. You can have sessions with the user, and after that you can define like what's the problem. Like here they define the problem. We can define the problem statement based on the insights gathered on the earlier step, and we can frame, like we need to understand the scope and the frame of the problem. After that we can start on the development process. So this is like very similar to the earlier process, but the double diamond methods is like a way of and working that helps you to understand and solve the problem by step. While the interactive design process we talked earlier is about creating a product that people like will love to. So these are very similar, but there is some difference between those methodologies. Like you can research more about this if you're interested. So this is the difference between the ones I mentioned earlier. Next slide. So another important one they are companies are interested is design systems. So design systems are I think I will show you that one to get a better understanding. So can you see my screen? I'm running the Figma application currently. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Through and here we have the buttons and small buttons and background. So this is the styles and components we are going to use throughout that. And these are the accent colors, and these are the primary colors. So primary color is like the one that is on like the headers and the footers, while the accent colors are used on smaller quantities. So this is a very simple example. This is what is meant by a design system. So created a design system, we can use it throughout an application. So the first step when creating an application is to actually create a design system. So you should also use this approach when creating UI UX. First, you must create the design system. You must build all the components, and then you can easily copy and use those ones throughout your application. Okay. So, Kasim, can you share the screen again? Next question. So here we have different methods. We can get ideas on a particular scenario. We can do user research. That means conducting surveys, observations, those kind of things. And we can directly talk with the client and get his objectives and his target audience. So we can also have brainstorming sessions where the group of developers collaborate and explore different ideas. Then we can organize workshops between developers and the users to check if the users requirements are satisfied by the developers designs. Next slide. So the one thing you must understand is the client and the user are two different entities. So let's say if a client comes to you to develop an app for e-commerce applications, and the client is like the customer, but the end user is the people who are buying those products from the e-commerce application. So you must always give the priority for the end user, because the client, it's true, the client is paying for the project and those kind of things, but after all, the user is the person who will be actually using this application. So sometimes the client's requirements and the user's requirements would not match. In that moment, you must always go with the user's requirements. Like you should have a discussion with the client and tell that the user's requirements are not the same as yours. So you must make him understand that, because if not, if you move with the client's requirements and they are not validated by the user, the entire application would fail. Like it would be a fail, and he will lose your money, and he will blame you for that. So that's why you must always you should always have the discussions with the client and inform them that what the user want is different from from his requirements. So you must, this is a very important step. You must always keep it in with your mind that users requirements should be given the priority. So this image shows that the parents, in this image, the parents are the clients, but the end user is the child. And for the parents, the toys are looking very great, but for the child, it's not offering a great view. So we must always differentiate between the client and the user. Next slide. So these are some user research techniques. You can these are similar like the earlier ones. You can conduct interviews, surveys, observation, and usability testing. Usability testing means once you have created the interfaces, you can actually give the interfaces for the user and see how he interacts with them. And so this is the best way you can get best way to do research, because you can take observations from the way the user is interacting with the different components. Next slide. So after we take the data from the testing, we can take that data and analyze them. User personas is like some kind of we are developing different kind of personalities for the project. Like let's say we can have one person like it's a boy, a 14-year-old boy, and that's one personality, and we are going to check how he interacts with that app. And then we can take a 35-year, then we can create another fictional character of a 35-year-old woman or man with a different kind of education background, and check how that he or she will interact application. So like that way, we should create different kind of characters according to different kind of age groups, genders, different kind of education backgrounds, and we must check with all of those characters on how they are going to interact with the application. Then we have user flow diagrams. It is a way to visualize how a user completes a task. Like let's say he's going to buy a product. So there's a user flow diagram for that. First, he's going to search for that product. Then he's going to add that for cart. Then he's going to pay, and so like that. So we must visualize and all map those user flow diagrams to create a very interactive diagram, and check it with the if he likes that user flow. So if he is not satisfied with that user flow, we must change that. Next slide. So this is the round task that you will be given, and the best of the submissions will be chosen for the next round. So this is a website that all of you have used. It's the UGC website, University Grants Commission website. So if you just go to that website now, we can see that the website is like very old fashioned, like it is like 20-25 years behind the current trends, current websites. So your task would be to revamp that website and create a modern architecture for that website. Like if you go for that website, we are like filled with information and we can't find what we need. There are announcements, there are places to check the results, and they have only used like 2/3 of the screen. They have not used some side of the screen. Kasun, can you go to that, click on that site and go to that website? So here you can see that they have not used a large portion of the screen. Like they have like taken the builded the website only like they have only used I think 2/3 of the screen. So, and here we have like there are so many text information we need. There are latest latest highlights, there are news and events, and we have uh, university registration on another side. So the entire thing is a mess, and we can't find the information we need. Like if a student goes for this website for the first time, it would take like him like time to get to know the website, and it is a very time consuming process. So, and if you look at the font and colors also, they are very old fashioned, and like this is a public website that is used by many people, and I think this should be modified for that so that anyone can access that and yeah, use it in a very easier way. Okay, so Kasun, can you go to the slide, please? Can you go to the earlier slide? Okay, so the first step you must do is thoroughly go through the entire website, click on every page, every button, and see what is in there. Then you should think in the form of a user, like in a new like you think in the form of a new user, and identify the flaws and the problems in the website. Then you should study like it is not a must, but if you want to get some inspiration or get some ideas, you can visit the foreign websites like this and see how they have constructed the website. So like this is not a must, but you can construct the UI in your own way. But I think it's important to get inspiration from others also. So after that, we should you should create the low fidelity. Also, sorry, I think I forgot some important thing. In the second step, you should document the problems in the website. After you have gone through the website, you should document the flaws and the problems. And the fourth step would be to create a low fidelity design. You can create a low fidelity basic structure. Then after you have created the low fidelity one, you can move into high fidelity UX using Figma. Also, if you want, you can use design system. So this one also, the one that I showed you earlier, you can create a design system or color theme, and you can create different components for buttons and drop downs and those kind of things. And after you have created the low fidelity and the design system, you can move into designing a high fidelity UX for Figma. So this would be your round task, and I think the organizing committee will provide further information on this, on the submission dates and those kind of things. Yeah, so next slide. So if you have any questions on the things that we talked on this presentation, you are free to ask any questions you have on this on the presentation we did. Okay, so if there are no questions, I think we can end this session, I think. Geeta? Yeah, so thank you for joining with us. I think I'm forwarding the presentation for the organizing committee if they have anything further to talk about.
A heartfelt thank you to Mr. Geetan Imal, the co-founder of Exe.lk, Mr. Shehan Gunawardena, the co-founder of Exe.lk, Ms. Bhagya Amarasinghe, lead UI UX engineer of Exe.lk, and Ms. Jayani Samarasinghe, associate software engineer of Exe.lk, for the incredibly insightful session. On behalf of the organizing committee of Mora UXplore 2.0, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the talented and inspiring team of maestros from Exe.lk for generously sharing their expertise and knowledge with us today. In recognition of their phenomenal commitment, I would like to extend a warm invitation to kindly accept this token of appreciation. Mr. Geetan Imal, Mr. Shehan Gunawardena, Ms. Bhagya Amarasinghe, and Ms. Jayani Samarsinghe. May these tokens serve as a reminder of our deepest gratitude and appreciation for the valuable time, effort, and expertise you have generously dedicated to upscaling our learning experience. Mr. Geetan Imal, Mr. Shehan Gunawardena, Ms. Bhagya Amarasinghe, and Ms. Jayani Samarasinghe, thank you once more for sharing your wealth of knowledge and expertise with us today. Your insights have broadened our understanding of user experience and ignited a passion within us to explore new horizons in this ever-evolving field. We are forever grateful for the privilege of holding hands with the industry's finest. Ladies and gentlemen, unknowingly, we have reached the final moments of workshop 2. So before we wrap up the session, let's capture a moment to remember. It's time for the group photo. I cordially invite each and every one of you to gather around your screens, switch on your cameras, and flash those smiles. Thank you everyone for your participation. Let's freeze this moment in time as a testament to our collective dedication to excellence in UI UX design. As we reach the end of this session, I want to extend a huge thank you to our incredible workshop partner, Exe.lk. Their unwavering support has been the backbone behind the success of today's workshop, and we are deeply grateful for their truly phenomenal contributions. I also want to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you, our enthusiastic participants. Your active engagement and passion for UI UX design have added immense value to our discussions, and we hope you leave with renewed knowledge and enthusiasm for UI UX design. As Workshop 2 draws to a close, I encourage you to maintain the motivation, resilience, and creativity as you progress through round 2, and I truly hope you'll make it to the semifinals. Keep the creative spirit alive and continue to pursue excellence in UI UX design. Good night and take care. I'm Neela, officially signing off.